DFA Online. News and events from different Philippine embassies and consulates around the world. DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day to all of our listeners here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This is DFA Online and I'm your host, Steph Vicente. Timorese Foreign Minister or Foreign Affairs and Cooperation Minister Bendito dos Santos Freitas will undertake a working visit to the Philippines from the 21st to 23rd of October 2025. Philippine Foreign Affairs Secretary Maria Teresa P. Lazaro and Timorese Foreign Minister Dos Santos Freitas are scheduled to have a bilateral meeting on the 22nd of October 2025 to discuss areas of cooperation and to advance the shared aspiration of regional peace and prosperity, particularly through the Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN. This visit marks Foreign Minister Dos Santos Freitas' second consecutive visit to the Philippines since assuming office in 2023, underscoring the strengthening diplomatic ties between the two nations. Timor-Leste hosts more than 1,500 Filipinos, consisting largely of professionals in fields such as education, administration, entrepreneurship, and engineering. The Philippines and Timor-Leste established formal diplomatic relations on May 20, 2002, coinciding with the historic restoration of Timor-Leste's independence.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
In other news stories, the Philippine Embassy in Mexico, in collaboration with the Philippine Honorary Consulate in Acapulco, the Instituto Nacional de Antropología e Historia or INAH Guerrero, the Regional Museum of Guerrero, and the Museo Histórico Fuerte de San Diego successfully commemorated the 460th anniversary of the historic Manila-Acapulco Galleon trade route on the 10th to the 11th of October 2025. Recognized by UNESCO as a symbol of friendship, cooperation, and shared memory, the Manila-Acapulco Galleon trade connected Asia, the Americas, and Europe for over 2 centuries, shaping global exchange and fostering enduring cultural ties between the Philippines and Mexico. The 2-day event began on October 10 at the Museo Histórico Fuerte de San Diego with the official launching in Mexico of the Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs bilingual children's book, Ang Paglalakbay ni Gallo or El Viaje de Gallo. The program opened with remarks by Mr. Ralph G. Roldan, Chargé d'Affaires ad interim of the Philippine Embassy in Mexico, followed by words of Hector Romeo Torres Calderon, who is the director of INAH Guerrero. Copies of the book were distributed by Chargé d'Affaires Roldan and Vice Consul Marisa R. Winkler to more than 100 participants. The event concluded with a Filipino gastronomy tasting that introduced attendees to traditional Philippine flavors which include pancit, lumpia, adobo, and buko pandan prepared by the embassy personnel.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And finally, the Philippine Embassy in Lisbon, Portugal facilitated a 2-day working visit of the Bases Conversion and Development Authority or BCDA delegation led by Chairperson Hilario B. Pardes from the 13th to the 14th of October 2025. The delegation focused on areas critical to BCDA including renewable energy integration, sustainable urban planning and development, industrial estate management, business facilitation, sports facility operations, tourism development, transportation, mobility, and waste-to-energy technologies. These engagements are particularly relevant to BCDA's flagship project, New Clark City, which is envisioned as the Philippines' first green, disaster-resilient, and smart metropolis. These engagements also allowed BCDA to gather actionable insights and international best practices which could inform the planning, design, and implementation strategies of New Clark City while strengthening Philippines-Portuguese institutional cooperation in sustainable development, urban planning, and investment promotion. It is noted that the BCDA delegation was also introduced to the members of the Filipino community or PhilCom in a simple reception.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And that concludes today's edition of DFA Online for Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
DFA Online. News and events from different Philippine embassies and consulates around the world. DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.